over to some archbishop. Been a school them from when me in a car shop. Liverpool couldn't test the way me raw sit up quick draw. Him drop and can't get up, him not fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the Dan race for a firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war, better with your black. None of them boy, they no bad. None of them boy, they no bad. Bad ones in power to some archbishop. Them no bad. School them from me in a carkish. Them no bad. Fool couldn't take the with me raw sit up the drop. Enough and can't meet up. No fast enough for my Bible that you never saw. Send for the brand race for your firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war. Better with your phone. None of them boy, they no bad. Left a mark, young gog on a regular. We say them hardly ready. Them a new type of artillery. We a bus and a Tom and Jerry. Out the blue I hit you with an airstrike. They not bad like my air nice. It's a rare sight, yeah. Steady aim with precision. Make the vision with a clear sight. Better go get your affairs right. Them boy, they no bad. None of them boy, they no bad. Road back, live with my bar. If you mark, them no bad. On the regular, we see them hard, they no bad. Me a new type of artillery. Me a bust, and a Tom and Jerry. Out the blue, you better airstrike. They no bad, me air nice. Clear sight. Steady aim, they no bad. And it's the vision, we got clear sight. Better to get perfect. Them boy, they no bad.
Oh no.
Hey,
Actually, I don't know where my points are going, but
what's up, guys? Yeah, what's up, everybody? What's going on, guys? Damn, I wish Tristan wasn't frozen, but what's going on to the both of you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing all right. Tristan is kind of just staring off into space. There.
he's
Yeah.
chilling like a villain right now.
He'll join us again
But,
in a second.
yeah.
But it was great. It was great covering the Indy 500 with both of y'all. It was great
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
y'all there.
It was
cool.
fun. It was fun.
That was awesome.
That was a great
I had
time.
fun. I had fun go-karting with you and David that day.
Yeah. I'm glad you could make it and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm
oh
glad,
my
yeah.
gosh, those carts just just the way they vibrate you, your hands or whatever, it just makes your hands go
Yeah,
numb, man.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
for
crazy.
real, for real. Daniel, how you
I had
feeling,
fu-
man?
Well, I had fun glaring at Darian every time one of his jinxes would happen during the race.
That's
Every time it
crazy.
happened, I would just start walking back, and he'd look at me and just go,
Yeah, it's three
know.
because it was three in the same race. It was a record basically. Like I don't know. I just was tweeting about something, and then all of a sudden something bad would happen. It was crazy. You don't really want to jinx things in IndyCar because the cars go so fast. I
Yeah.
guess. So
Yeah.
it's a lot more dangerous. But yeah,
No
that was
live
crazy.
tweets, Darian. No more live tweets during IndyCar races.
I can't.
we need to
not
take
just
take
do
his
that.
we need to take his phone away. No laptop.
Yeah.
Just watch.
Oh, and there he is. Welcome back,
Yes.
Mr. Tristan
There he is.
Grider. How
Hello.
are you doing, man?
What's up, everybody? It's me, Tristan Grider, back at it again with crappy Wi-Fi. We're good, you know. We're chilling, fresh off great the true Triple Crown weekend, as I like to call it. But yeah, it was a pretty good, solid weekend. Great Indy 500. Controversial finish. But I mean, if there wasn't a controversial finish, there wouldn't be anything to talk about. So hey, I'm down for it. Solid Monaco GP. Surprising podium. And good Coca-Cola 600, as Tony Stewart said, the best Coca-Cola 600 he's seen in over 10 years. So
he's being too kind about the Monaco
He
GP. Just call it how it is, man.
yes,
It happened.
it
and
happened.
We're
and
allowed to say
it
that Monaco
happened.
sucks. We are
It
just
happened, and
Yeah.
Esteban Ocon got a podium. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm
That's
happy about
great.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fernando
I'm happy
Alonso
about
on the
that.
podium too.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Pretty
it just
solid.
sucks. You kind of already knew the order of the finish, though.
Yes.
Like, at the start, sort of. Unfortunately,
Isn't that every
I mean,
race though?
That's Monaco.
I mean, it rained. It rained at least.
It did rain.
People were
It
slipping
did
and
rain.
stuff, but that was about it.
Yeah, there we go. And shout out to our boy David Land, who's actually in Monaco right now. He sent me a video of him, and then he actually ended up posting it on Instagram. But he texted me a video of him waving a fake checkered flag across the start finish line. for, like,
He
the
said
train.
he said he would be in France this week for the what is it called, the Le Mans race or something,
Mans.
some race. Yeah, 24 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
24
one of the
hours.
biggest races ever. But
yeah.
hopefully he has a great time out there. But,
Yeah,
For sure. So we're going to go through our basic episode. We're going to talk a little bit about the news of the week, then go through our race reviews, and then do our predictions at the end of the episode. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
So where are we going first?
Let's start with the NASCAR news, just because we have a lot of news to talk about there.
No,
Okay, so first things first. I honestly thought this was going to be a little bit of a slow weekend, but here we are. Chase Elliott is suspended for Gateway this week. He is not going to be driving the number 9 seat. A lot of people were expecting Josh Berry to be filling in the 9 car as Hendrick Motorsports reserve driver, but it will not be Josh Berry. Corey LaJoie is going to be in the number 9 car this weekend and will fill in for Hendrick Motorsports. So he's not going to be driving the 7 car this weekend, which means that Carson Hocevar is going to fill in for the 7 car. He will be making his Cup Series debut. It's kind of rare that we see a driver make their Xfinity and Cup Series debut in the same season, so it's kind of cool for Carson. I love to see that Corey LaJoie and Carson Hocevar are getting Cup Series love, and I always would love to see that Corey LaJoie is finally getting the spot I feel like he deserves, as a lot of people forget that Corey was beating Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, as they were coming up in the racing world weekend after weekend until they got into the Truck Series, ARCA, Xfinity Series level. So good to see that Corey's getting some love. What's surprising here is that Chase Elliott has been suspended. However, personally, it wasn't surprising to me, as I saw this coming because of last season at Texas. Las Vegas. One of the other cookie cutter mile and a half tracks. First thing I want to say is, what do we think about the Chase Elliott 1 week suspension?
Yay, good. He deserves it.
Let's hear it,
He
Derek.
deserves it. Yeah, he deserves it, man. Come on, man. I mean, Bubba got suspended for 1 race last year. Of course, Chase was gonna get suspended, man. You can't be doing that stuff. I don't know. It's just right hooking's weak, anyways, and it's just extremely dangerous. And
Definitely.
I don't know. It's just Chase. Like, he was sucking in the race. I get it, but like, you had a long way to go, man. He still had. He didn't even reach the halfway mark. The accident happened on lap 186. Like, he still had a long way to go, and there was going to be attrition in the race. It was the Coke 600 in the next gen, so the second year of the next gen era. Like, it's going to be a crazy race towards the end, and he could have had a top 5. It felt like, if he would have just kept his cool. I mean, he's points racing. So it's like, and now you're going to be out for a week and stuff. And just my favorite part of the whole deal was when Clint Boyer and Tony Stewart just immediately call him out. Like, yep, that's intentional. That's the payback. And Tony Stewart's like, yeah, like, somebody's trying to points race. This isn't the best thing to do it, because he's going to get suspended.
What killed me is that everyone's like, all right, see you at Gateway. Won't see you racing at Gateway, because like everyone kind of knew that NASCAR, if they were going to be consistent, needed to suspend Chase Elliott, because if they don't suspend Chase Elliott, then nothing is going to change. Drivers are going to keep doing it, and then you have the backlash on Twitter for like the same thing that happened last year. It's like, you can't suspend Bubba Wallace for a week for the exact same thing and not suspend Chase Elliott for the same thing.
Yeah.
But then you go back to last season, when 2 seasons ago, in the Truck Series, when Ben Rhodes right hooked Christian Eckes, right? It's the exact same thing, and there was no suspension for that. So I think NASCAR is doing the right thing, keeping things consistent there. But Daniel, what do you think?
Well, I feel like, let's be real, NASCAR's just happy they get to run another week of Chase Elliott is back commercials.
I wonder if they'll
It'll be,
do
what, the
that.
third week they've done
Oh
that?
my God.
Yeah, I wonder
It's
if they'll
gonna
do
happen.
that.
Chase
you know.
Elliott back again.
You
He's
know
like
it's
the
gonna be
Los
back.
Angeles Lakers of NASCAR. They're like,
Oh, good.
No matter how weird of a season he's having, the media will cover him. I have no problem with Chase Elliott. I think he's a good driver. But when you make a mistake like this, where it's just completely intentional, and there is no disputing that, you should get fined. You should get suspended. That's just how it is. That's the precedent that NASCAR has set. And while it was kind of surprising that they did it, I don't think like it should have been a surprise. I think it just was a surprise because it's Chase Elliott, and you don't see him typically get in situations like this because normally top tier of NASCAR drivers aren't making these rookie mistakes. Like, unfortunately, it just is a rookie mistake. You should not be making this. And I feel like there should be no arguing over if he deserves it or not. He absolutely deserved the penalty. It's happened before. It's happened to other drivers that aren't named Chase Elliott. It should happen to drivers named Chase Elliott. Don't left hook people when you're on the straightaway. You just it's not safe. I think what they're doing is completely right. I don't know. I think that's like the take. I don't think there's anybody that's disputing this that isn't somewhat biased for Chase Elliott, in my opinion.
I agree. Jay.
I mean, yeah, I agree with Daniel. We all kind of have the same take. I'm
glad that we all keep this.
Yeah, I think this is the one thing we all do agree on, honestly, because sometimes we don't. But
It's a rarity. It is a rarity these days.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, I think that it was definitely in the precedent that he needed to be suspended because, I think that there was a few incidents in the past where they didn't follow this through, like the Gregson, and then you mentioned Ben Rhodes, right? You said earlier.
Yeah, Ben Rhodes
yeah.
a couple seasons
And,
ago.
but about those two, but here lately they've been pretty consistent. So I'm happy that this has worked out this way and everything's kind of being consistent. We're moving along. I just don't like the fans that are still defending the move.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't understand how you can defend that move. Honestly, even if Denny did it, you can't defend it. You can't.
The
defend it.
excuses, the excuses were hilarious. Kozlowski ran into him.
Yeah.
Or well, you know what? It's just a racing deal. It happens.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
hey, it happens. Hey,
It's
you know
hilarious.
what? Hey, maybe his tire did blow out a little bit. Like if they were both straight. I don't know. Or I don't know. Just
We saw the data. We saw the data.
Yeah,
There was no
like
disputing
the
it.
proof's out there, and then some just kept doing it. I don't know. It's just funny. It's funny. It's funny.
It's crazy. But yeah, I agree. I'm glad he got the penalty. So
Yeah, it is what it is. Then this news came out yesterday. Chase Briscoe has been fined 200. I'm sorry, not fined. He's been fined 120 drivers' points and 25 NASCAR playoff points, and that's team and drivers' championship points for both. And then his crew chief, John Klossmeyer, has been fined $250,000 and suspended for the next 6 NASCAR Cup Series championship points
Wow,
events.
that's crazy.
This is a bomb. I mean, if you thought the RFK penalty last season was bad, this is a whole, or Hendrick this earlier this season was bad. This is a whole different level. Counterfeiting an L3 penalty, counterfeiting a sanctioned NASCAR Cup Series next gen part.
Which,
Sweet God.
all I have to say, how do you cheat and you still suck?
Dude, I got it.
How do you cheat and you
You'll be
still
surprised.
run
I saw this. I saw the tweet by @Denny Delivers, which was in the race, and it was Chase Briscoe consistently running 30th again. And then the next tweet was, "Bro, how?"
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. And then also there was a tweeted out like before the race. I guess like the 14 team, they were like playing some like hauler game and stuff. And then as they were running in like the below the top 30, like people were like quote tweeting it and being like, "Oh, well, that's why y'all suck. Look at y'all and stuff." And then and then a day later, like all the cheating stuff happens. I mean, Storehouse Racing they're in serious need of a rebuild.
yes,
I don't know. It's just a combination of a lot of things. Like people are just gonna immediately point at the driver lineup, and it's like, I don't know. Like Kevin Harvick really disguised a lot of the team's flaws for years because he would win just a bunch of races. And then, I don't know, outside of like 2018 and stuff, like ever since Harvick's been there, it's been mostly him.
Yeah,
basically
for real.
running
I mean,
the
you get
show.
like
Back
one.
must hurt.
Put the back.
I mean,
His
you had
back must hurt.
one
Him
year
and
of
Rodney
Boyer.
Childress, him
Yeah.
and Rodney Childress have just been amazing together. So once Harvick leaves, whoever ends up with Rodney Childress, I mean, all indications, it feels like it's going to be Josh Berry at some time. I feel like it's like the worst kept secret, I feel like, at this point. But I think him and Josh Berry are going to find a lot of success. But like, you have Chase Briscoe, who I still am very high on, but the rest of the team, I'm just not sure what to make of their future. I don't know. Maybe I feel like they should maybe just eventually downsize if it's too much to operate 4 teams or whatever, to be competitive again. But I don't know. I'm not sure where the team goes, but they're the last team that needed that penalty. Like, I mean, that penalty would be a blow for anybody, but I don't know. I feel like even a team like Front Row Motorsports, which, by the way, Zane Smith got a top 10 in the race, by the way. He finished 10th.
For real.
I feel like that team like has more potential to get better than Stewart-Haas Racing at this point.
I mean, as a Front Row Motorsports believer, as a truther in FRM, as an FRM simp, I'm super high on Zane Smith. Congrats on getting your first top 10 in the Cup Series, my man. I'm also a Zane Smith truther.
Oh my! Wait, I'll say this after you.
Okay, but also you have drivers like Todd Gill and Harrison Burton who are probably going to get better rides in the future, and they're in the Ford development program right now. And it's like, if the top Ford teams right now are Stewart-Haas Racing and Team Penske, I mean, you obviously want to go to Penske, but you have 3 drivers there that are not going to be leaving anytime soon. And so it's like, all right, let's go to Stewart-Haas Racing, and then you see that they're consistently running 25th. Why would you not stay with Front Row Motorsports, who's a team that's running better than them? So that's just my opinion.
I mean, if Zane Smith gets the opportunity to run either full time with Front Row or Stewart-Haas Racing, I would rather him go to Front Row. I feel like at this point.
Can you imagine, dude, saying that 4 years ago? Could you
I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, they've been consistently good. McDowell has, like, even the races Todd Gilliland has ran in, he's ran well. Like, even the races Todd Gilliland's drove for Rick Ware Racing, I felt like he's shown potential. Like, Ford really has a pretty good little development program right now.
Yeah,
so.
for real.
Yep.
For real.
Small but mighty.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rick Ware Racing.
Wait, can I say the
ahead.
Stewart-Haas things? Okay.
Sure.
So speaking of Stewart-Haas being a dumpster fire, Kevin Harvick is 4th right now. He's 8 points from the championship lead. Their next highest car is Eric Almirola in 25th, followed by Ryan Preece in 27th, and Chase Briscoe in 31st.
Now, to be fair, before the penalty, Briscoe was he had
16th.
He had a streak of top 5s going for a while there, and it was funny. It was crazy because he had the finger injury or the broken finger, and he was running better. Now, ever since it's gone downhill, ever since it got healed up now. But I don't know. It's funny how that works. But yeah, now the team's now the team's cheating and stuff, and the cheating's not even working basically. So like that's gotta suck. Like it's one thing to cheat and win and then get caught, but to cheat and lose like that
Run
and get caught
30th.
is embarrassing basically. So I don't know. There's nowhere else to go but up, right?
Yeah.
That's
that's the only place to go at this point is up.
Better knock on wood, because Harvick's still in 4th.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally, Greg Alding. He's going to be back in the Cup Series this weekend with Rick Ware Racing in a beautiful Panini car. My goodness, that is a beautiful car.
It's nice.
Card trading company. Excited to see Galding back in the Cup Series. All right, that's all the NASCAR news I got. Daniel, you want to talk about some IndyCar news?
Alrighty. Okay, so first bit of IndyCar news. If I can find the right headline. Yeah, there we go. So IndyCar is planning for a 2024 debut of their revised aero screen. Obviously, the aero screen is like the biggest improvement to their safety, and the fact that they're already revising it after, I believe, 2024, that'll be 4 years because they first started in 2020. I don't know necessarily what that'll look like. I don't know if it'll be a huge diversion from what they're currently at. I don't know if it'll just be small tweaks. But they're hoping that 2024 is when they can finally get that done. So that's just something to note. And then here's a little bit of news. It's just a quick shout out. Caitlin Brown, she's a member of Joseph Newgarden's team. She's the first female crew member to win the Indy 500. So just shout out to her. 'Cause
Oh, nice.
that's a big
Yeah.
deal. I believe she's one of the tire changers.
wow.
But
Awesome.
history's being made. I just think that's really cool.
We love that.
Yeah. It's like that's just so cool, right?
Very
like,
cool.
You would think there's so many firsts that like
Probably.
I mean,
have
you
already
have, I mean, you have Kate, who is the head strategist for Pato Award's team. I know her personally because we do jiu-jitsu together. But like, I mean, like, and like I know her. And I know she's been really trying to pull for this 500. And I think they have the car to do it. But it's cool to see that we have some female strategists, female tire changers getting their first Indy 500 wins.
It's awesome.
Very exciting stuff.
And then another bit of news is Arrow McLaren is speeding up their factory plans, and this is because they're going to take over what is now, or I guess, is currently the Andretti facility, but will become the old Andretti facility because Andretti's moving to Fisher's.
Woo!
Yeah, which is really cool.
That's what
I
Tristan was.
think it might be delayed a little bit because there was something coming up about like some legal thing with like the construction company. I don't know specifics, but I believe it's still happening. And then Arrow McLaren has announced that they will take over that old facility. So that's big news because Arrow McLaren is rapidly growing. They're probably the fastest rising IndyCar team. And so seeing them go to a facility that I believe holds 6 cars currently, because I think Meyer Shank basically uses that garage. So that's really important to McLaren's growth.
Yeah. What was up with that? What was up with that Indy Star article? Basically slamming slamming McLaren. What was up with that? That was crazy.
Dude, we don't trust the Indy Star at all.
It was behind a paywall too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not paying anything. I'm not paying to read slander here. Like,
Well,
come on.
did you see
the?
Did you
In
see
the
the one
words of-
headline they put out earlier this week? Kyle Kirkland.
It wasn't even just one. There
Oh,
were
right.
The headline was literally Kyle Kirkland. Like that was his name instead of Kirkland.
Hey,
they
And
put
they
Kirkland.
spelled
Are they known
with
for
Roger
doing
Penske,
this
Rodger.
Are they known for doing this stuff typically?
Yes.
Is this
Yes.
okay.
In the words
Recently
of
speaking, yes.
in the words of Tony Donahue, we don't mess with Indy Star.
Yeah.
That's the
But,
correct
yeah.
and PC way of saying that.
I don't necessarily want to get too much into that just because, like, we
Yeah,
spread
just-
positivity. We don't want
You
to
brought up
start
McLaren
beef with
though.
anybody.
No, you brought
Yeah.
McLaren, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw some article thing or whatever, and basically being like, he shouldn't be here. Man. I'm like,
yeah, for real. It's
Yeah,
a whole
First
thing.
of all, if you think McLaren should not be an IndyCar, take one
Yeah.
good look at the stand, see how much papaya you see. Tell me that's bad for the sport.
It
That's
says
all I have to say on that.
Pato
That's-
Award sells the most merch, and that
He-
means McLaren
Pato
sells the
Award-
most merch.
I believe Jenna Fry said Pato Award currently leads IndyCar T-shirt sales by 30%.
Yeah, like second place
30%.
is like 35% behind or whatever, something like
Like,
that.
If you don't think McLaren is good for the sport of IndyCar, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, come
Learn
on.
ball. Learn ball.
Learn ball.
I know. And pretty soon they're gonna have to get used to the fact that Alex Palou is gonna be with that team next year. So it's like you're gonna have two of probably the most popular drivers in IndyCar driving for the same team. So
Yeah.
I mean, and then you also have Rossi, who's one of the more popular drivers on the team.
Well,
Then-
speaking of popular drivers with McLaren, there have been rumors starting to come out that McLaren is pursuing, I guess not
14.
defending anymore, former defending Indy 500 champion Marcus Ericsson. There was a press conference last week that I believe it was just a McLaren Zach Brown press conference, and someone asked him about the contract situation because Marcus Ericsson has not re-signed with Chip Ganassi Racing, and there's a lot of question as to like why isn't he? Why have they not re-signed him? He's potentially going to win you a championship this year. He won you the Indy 500 last year. He almost won it this year. Like why? Like what's taking so long, and why have you not signed him?
Right.
Chip Ganassi was not very happy with those questions.
I
Zach
heard
Brown
about
being
that. I heard about that.
Zach Brown, being the professional pot stirrer that he is, basically said like, I don't know why they're not re-signing him. If he wants to come to a team that actually knows how to market an Indy 500 winner, he can. He He's a professional pot stirrer.
He's a
Jerry,
professional
That man loves
instigator.
starting beef with everybody.
Zach Brown will sign drivers even if he doesn't have seats. for
See,
them to drive
I
in.
was just about to say, I'm like, so is this the whole McLaren strategy? Basically, it's just like, sign every single driver you can, get them under contract, and if you don't have, that many seats, then hey, we got them at least, right? Sign all the best drivers, but I don't know. It's it's a bold strategy. I mean, they're getting better though. It seems like they've gotten better over the years, but. I don't know. We'll see if it works out. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a cool little dream team they got going on because got
that would bring
Pato,
up-
Ericsson, perhaps maybe. That'd be awesome.
That would bring up, especially if they're moving to this big facility, would you have 4 cars full time? Would they become another
Would
full
you-
time?
I mean,
4-car
you
team?
think about it. You also have Fro. I mean, where's Rosenquist gonna go? I mean, he
Formula
just
They're not
Three.
keeping him after
qualified.
this season.
I
But
know,
No,
but like,
Formula
yo,
Three. That's
I
why.
know.
That's why they're talking about Ericsson.
but I love my boy.
As much as
I love our
love
boy.
Rosenquist, we
I
love our boy Felix Rosenquist. He deserves the world, but McLaren does not care about him.
No.
If you can get and here's the thing: if you can get rid of Felix Rosenquist and bring in both Alex Palou and Marcus Ericsson, I don't blame you. As much as I love Felix Rosenquist, think he's an immensely talented driver. Objectively,
I would.
he's
rather take
not
Palou
Alex
and
Palou or
Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson.
No.
But yeah, as of now, that's all rumors. We'll see what happens with that. But another thing that's not a rumor is Linus Lundqvist has been announced that he will be testing with Ed Carpenter Racing at Sebring. This will be the same test that Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan is testing Toby Sowery. And all I have to say about this is there's a chance we get Renus and Linus. The greatest names to ever grace an IndyCar team.
The best nicknames of all time
Renus and
in
Linus.
my beautiful Renus VK nickname. It could go both ways. All right, I love that. Congrats, Linus, on getting a test. Jay, you want to send us to F1?
Yeah. So the first thing I have for F1 is a little bit of some history that was made this past weekend. For Red Bull, Max Verstappen has now officially surpassed Sebastian Vettel's number of wins with Red Bull, and he is now the winningest Red Bull driver in history. with
That's
39
freaking
wins.
crazy.
With
That's
39
crazy.
wins. With 39 wins. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Because he's been with the team since 2016. And, Vettel won 4 straight championships too. So like that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He surpassed it. So it feels like so quickly now. But I mean, yeah, he has been with the team since 2016. So it makes sense.
It's been a while. It's been a while in the making, but within the past 2.5 years, right? He's surpassed that. He's surpassed that threshold. So, next, Formula One has announced an extension of the partnership with Heineken. The beer brand is also set to be the title partner of the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix, which everybody is looking forward to this year.
Yay!
Which is taking place in November.
Yippee!
I'm
But
so
didn't-
excited for the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
But didn't they say it was going to be bigger than the Super Bowl or something?
Yeah.
Something crazy.
That's
They
what
said
I
it's
know.
going to
They
be
call
the
it
greatest
spectacle in motor.
My favorite is Lando Norris doing his first sim laps on Las Vegas on F1 23. That killed me. And he immediately went straight into the wall. He's like, all right, here we go.
No, my God.
It is funny.
I can't with this
Next up,
track.
F1 has announced a new partnership with Sky Group to co-produce the first ever Formula One broadcast for children. Beginning this year at the Hungarian GP, a new broadcast is set to include 3D augmented graphics, sound effects, and special features to enhance the experience for younger audiences, such as like what the NFL's done in recent years with like Nickelodeon and such, which I think is actually pretty sick.
That's
You know what? That
It is
makes
kinda sick.
sense. That makes sense. When the product is that boring, you gotta spice it up for the kid. That makes
When
perfect
Nick-
sense, actually. That's actually it's a
hits
great
the wall
idea.
and slime
no,
comes up.
no, it's seriously a great idea and stuff. Because I mean, the kids they're not
I
going to be
agree.
watching that spread out racing like that. So you got to put in some little graphics and stuff to make it cooler. So
retain
it makes
attention
sense.
I like
a little
that.
bit. Retain some
I
attention
agree.
a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. If like someone crashes, there's gonna be like some like slime flash in the background or whatever.
Nick DeVries hits the wall, and it's just like the Patrick Star thing. He's like, who let him
Ooh,
cook?
let him-
Who
I mean,
let
come on.
him cook?
I mean, come on. You already know that they're already going to have that one queued up, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
they have to.
They have to.
Shout out
Next-
Nick DeVries. Oh, well, if Nick DeVries freaking makes it, to that that Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
yeah.
Nick DeVries, he sounded more and more like an IndyCar driver already. I can
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
I can see it.
We'll see.
That wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Yeah, or
Get ready to
American
learn Indiana,
English.
buddy.
Get ready to learn about ope.
Get ready to milk a cow, baby.
Oh my god, dude! I was there when they milked the cow. After Stingray milked the cow. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, Benjamin Peterson was kind of like not wanting to milk this cow, but like I don't blame you, buddy. I mean, Stingray was all in it. He's like, "Yeah, let's go. I'm from Idaho," and like he did it. And then
He's like,
afterwards, I talked to
I
him.
milk potatoes for a living.
Yeah, afterwards he milked the cow and then came up to me. He's like, "Bro, that was honestly kind of fun." And I was like, "Dude, this is why you're cool."
Yeah.
So-
Peterson said on the award banquet, he said that they told all of them that they were going to milk a cow, but they didn't tell them where. So he thought they were going to a farm, and then they show up to the speedway, and there was just a cow there. And he was like,
Oh my god.
"What?"
Yeah. Final two things. James Allison has confirmed that Mercedes will bring some upgrades to Barcelona this week. He said, and many more things in races that will follow. The upgrades will keep coming. Hopefully a decent package to build upon with that one we put on at the track in Monaco.
It didn't
And-
help. It didn't help them at Monaco too much.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't help them much.
Yeah. And final thing.
More side pods. Let's go.
Bigger side pads. And speaking of side pods, actually, Ferrari has a new Red Bull styled side pod solution and has been spotted for the first time ahead of the Formula One Spanish Grand Prix. So interesting.
God.
Interesting.
That's kind of all the news I have for the F1 Formula. side
All right,
of
perfect.
things,
Do you want to talk Indy 500?
yeah, let's do it.
I'd love
Yeah.
to talk it.
Indy
All right.
We
Best
gotta
race
talk
of the
to our
weekend?
guest first. Darian,
Yes.
this was your first Indy 500. What was your expectation going into it?
Well, I knew it was going to be the biggest race I've ever been to in my life. But then once you're actually there, it's like, holy crap. Like, by the time it was like 11, 12, noon, like I could barely like walk. It's like you didn't really want to walk too far because you're like, damn, it's going to take forever to get back. And I don't know, like I was trying to meet up with somebody, but then I couldn't meet up with them because like it was just super crowded. I was just sick of the steps. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I'll just see you later. Like, I'll see you after the race.
Yeah, we did that. I
crazy.
remember last year, especially during the GP.
Yeah.
We sent a tweet out, and it was, "Hey, if you want to meet up, you need to let us know like now,
It's crazy.
because there's no way we're gonna be able to find you during the race."
But no, it was awesome. Got to hang out with Daniel and you like before the race and stuff like that on the grid. That was pretty cool. Adam Driver's bodyguard almost like ran into me, or like not ran into
he
me.
about
almost
pushed us.
walked-
He about pushed us out
Yeah,
of the way.
because it got silent all of a sudden, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh god, because like he's just gonna move me if I don't move, because that's his job, right? So, and I just saw him walking by and stuff, and that was cool. And then
that
I don't
man
know,
was
just being,
swinging that thing.
just being a part of the pre-race stuff, that was that was unbelievable. I can see why people hold the Indy 500 in such high regard. Like, I mean, I've been to the Daytona 500, but like it's just the pre-race stuff and just the atmosphere, the pageantry. I mean, Daytona has over 100,000 people there on race day for the 500, but like 300,000 people in one place. Like, I mean, it's just. And then I don't know, just everyone was just amped up for it. It was unreal. It was surreal. And then during the race, some weird stuff happened. There was a little bee thing forming. or
Oh
whatever.
my
I
gosh.
saw it, yeah.
That was crazy. And
How
I'm like,
bad was that? Because
It
like
was
I was
bad.
seeing that on
it was
Twitter.
bad.
They
It
were
was
just
right
climbing
outside the
over
media.
each
It was,
other.
it was right
It was
outside the media
random,
center.
and then they were just like chilling. They were just like resting on each other, and like I sent it to someone, and they were like, "Oh, how did those bees end up building a nest so fast?" I'm like, "That's not a nest. They're just slaying on each other."
Yeah.
Basically. It's like you're like, what the f? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's gross. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, so, and the fans, I mean, like. Dude, I don't blame the fans for just sitting there. Like, if I paid that much for that ticket, like, yeah, I'm just sitting here, bro. Like, and I mean, and I guess in the grand scheme of things, they weren't bothering anybody. They were just kind of just in their minding their business.
Yeah,
But still,
right.
it was so weird to look at. It was crazy.
Definitely.
And then that wheel flying too towards the end. That was scary.
Yeah.
oh my
That was
goodness
insane.
gracious.
Yeah.
When I tell you that so I had literally so Sunday was a busy day for me. I had just competed in this tournament. I qualified for the Tournament of Champions, which was like, congratulations, Tristan, pat on the back, whatever. I just got into the third round. I had just like I just lost in my third round, like I advanced, and so I just missed out in the final four. So I was super like, whatever. So I turned on my phone and I like turned on the broadcast, and right when I turned on the broadcast, Kyle Kirkwood just flips over, and I just see the tire just flying, and I'm like, and like my heart kind of sunk into my sunk all the way into my pants.
Dude, I can confirm this with y'all in the media center. Like the people who did see it, you either heard gasps or screaming, but then some people were like, "What happened?" Like because it happened so quick. But like when it happened, I saw it like right from start to finish. I thought it was going straight for the stands, and I'm like, And then like
it missed it by like 10 feet.
It missed it, yeah. So if that wreck would have happened a little sooner, oh boy, that would have been crazy.
That and like the tire would have went in the stands, but it barely nicked the top of the fence and like bounced.
Yeah.
It got a little extra air under it, so
And
it was likely the fence is that high there.
And it hit the fan's car. But in the end, she ended up getting a new car, so that was cool. I'm glad they got
Let's
that
just
resolved.
take a moment of silence for the Chevy Cruze.
Rest in peace, Snowflake.
I don't know. Now I don't feel
Or
as bad because you
Snowball,
ended up
whatever
getting
it's
you ended up getting a new car. So like I don't feel as bad now. You know?
You want to know the most ironic part? Guess what her job was that she was working at the track?
What?
Insurance agent.
Oh,
Well, that's the funniest part of the story. Then
You
wow,
can't script that. Like
that's
is
the
so
funniest
funny.
part. Yeah, didn't need
That's
that.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that was crazy because I was in the pits when that happened. I was right behind Rosenquist's pit, and obviously Rosenquist is what caused that incident. And you just saw everyone like sink. It was like I don't know.
Yeah.
Being in the pit for the last 50 laps of that race was insane.
How silent was it on track after that incident happened? Because I remember it was silent for me and Jay, and when Steph Wilson crashed, it got really silent for when we were up there with Tony. But it must have been so silent.
Oh yeah,
it was scarily silent.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
300,000 people, not even like. Well, I mean, there was of course like ambient noise and stuff, but like like nobody was really saying a lot. I mean, on the front stretch though, like, cause for me, from where I was sitting, like that's the first thing I noticed about the crash. I didn't even realize Kirk had flipped over. Like, I had turned around because my friend, I had turned to my left, or no, Aiden was on my right. And I was like, bro, like, holy, there's a tire that just flew in the stands. And then all of a sudden, like, I look back up at the thing again, and Kirkwood's on his lip. I keep wanting to say Kirkland for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes,
I'm pulling
Kyle
Indy Star.
Coffee.
I'm pulling an Indy Star right now.
Kirkwood.
But I look back up and I'm like, bro, Kirkwood flipped, and he's like, yeah, look at it. I was like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah,
I was
The
like,
best
bro,
in-car
that tire-
camera
I was like, that
has
tire
ever
could
been
have
in
hit us.
IndyCar.
I was like, that tire could have hit us. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been crazy. We would have died. That's crazy.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
what a way to go.
I will say, I think that next season we might see the fence get a little bit higher at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah,
Either that or the tethers are gonna get more added because
they said the tethers didn't fail, and oh gosh, I'm out of focus. But they said the tethers
Whatever.
didn't fail, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
I'm like,
I don't
okay,
know.
sure.
Yeah,
But
that's what you
definitely,
call that.
I would say the tethers definitely failed. I mean, the way that Fro's car hit Kyle Kirkland, I would say that the way that Fro's car hit Kyle's car is that I think it perfectly sliced that tether. But hey, I don't know. We'll see. Glad everyone's okay. But we haven't even talked about the craziest part about the Indy 500 so far. Besides the 3 red flags, the finish. First time in Indy 500 history we've seen a 1-lap shootout. Our very own F1 21 finish. I want to talk.
what was Michael Massey cooking?
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
What were they
Abu
cooking?
Dhabi finish. It was
Yeah.
an Abu
What were
Dhabi
they
finish.
cooking? Marcus Ericsson versus Joseph Newgarden. Thoughts? That's all I want to say. 1-lap shootout thoughts, everybody.
It's too dangerous for IndyCar, but I mean, it was an awesome finish though. So I don't know. Like, it's like, oh, do you like make this a regular thing now? Because I mean, like, people were complaining about like Newgarden going all the way down to the pit entrance and stuff to block, but I'm like, well, Ericsson did that last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. I just think in general, just like the whole 1-lap shootout deal, I don't know. It's just for Indy cars, it seems like it's too dangerous. But now that we had like an awesome finish and like, you know, everyone was like okay after the race and stuff, now it's like I feel like you're gonna have parts of the fan base that are gonna want this though. So I feel like it's kind of like one of those deals where it's like the similar problem that NASCAR has, where it's like now that you give them this as like an option, now fans are gonna want it naturally. It's like, well, I mean, it was a good finish or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't know, that last red flag. I felt like if it would have finished under yellow, that would have been understandable. I would have been like, oh,
Mm.
okay. But that third red flag wasn't needed. So I don't know. New Garden won, and he, deservingly so. He got the lead on the final restart anyways before that first other red flag. So I don't know. I felt like the rightful guy won in the end anyways.
Definitely.
But I don't know. One lap shootouts, I don't think they should be a regular thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed situation for me because as much as fan perspective, fans don't want a race to end on a yellow flag. Completely get that. That is very understandable, very valid. But at the same time, the 2 red flags, do you need a third when the last 20 laps is nothing but crashes? Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think it was 100% needed, but I get why they did it. I'm not going to complain too much about it because at the end of the day, it ended up being a fine decision. Like, it didn't lead to anything worse, and it already happened. I'm not going to complain about something that already happened. I can't change it. But what I will say is this finish is going to be something that's controversial for years to come. I think
I agree.
this is very, maybe not situationally not the same, but in terms of how it's going to be perceived by fans, by the drivers, I think this is pretty similar to the 2002 Indy 500, the Elio Castroneves and Paul Tracy kind of disagreement.
Yeah.
And I think Marcus Ericsson, at least in Indianapolis, became the closest thing to Paul Tracy because that man was getting booed when he was complaining about it, which I understand his frustration.
I
He had
mean,
a right to be,
they always say
frustrated.
they always say that Indianapolis Motor Speedway picks the winner. The track picks the winner. Ericsson was the guy last year that got picked. I don't think he was supposed to be the one this year. And I would have said I think the guy who should either won this race was either going to be Newgarden, or if it wasn't Newgarden that was picked to win this year, it probably would have been that driver that finished third in Ferrucci, because he just had a great week as overall. As much as like you guys, if you opinions on Santino Ferrucci, he had a great month of May, and was definitely one of the guys that was supposed to be up there. I'm glad he got a podium. It's his first podium in IndyCar, so shout out to Ferrucci.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, overall, we have to talk about that Joseph Newgarden just won the frickin' Indy 500, his 12th try, just like our main man. I think it was his 12th try or 10th try.
12th.
Was his 12th try? Just like
Yeah,
Tony,
it was 12th.
just like Tony Kanaan, man, getting it on his 12th try. Fan favorite driver. Happy for him. All right,
Greatest celebration in Indy 500 history. hands
greatest
down.
celebration.
That's cool.
There are some great ones. This one is the best. I don't
Yep.
care what you say.
And I loved that Ryan Blaney did the exact same thing the next day in the Coke
Yeah,
section.
Team Penske
Yeah,
sweep in the
yeah.
weekend. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
And then I
I
loved
believe
Tony,
that was the
Tony's-
first time that ever happened.
It is.
of,
It is the first time it's ever happened.
both the Indy 500 and the 600 being won by Team Penske.
It's
And I
crazy
loved
'cause
that-
They won
Oh, go ahead.
both the championships last year as well, and that's the
Yeah.
first time that's
Mm.
No, yeah.
And 2 different drivers that
Yeah.
won these races,
Yeah.
which is great. And I love that. I love that Tony Stewart said, he goes, "Hey, sorry, Paul Menard, if I would have won the Indy 500, you're going to have to find Joe Gibbs, if I would have won the Indy 500, you're going to need to find a new driver
Man.
for the 20 car." But I loved that Tony Stewart also said that F1's lucky that Penske doesn't have an F1 program because they would have won
Yeah.
Monaco too.
Mhm.
But final thing I want to say about the month of May, I want to get everyone's opinions. Darren, I know you were only out there for a couple days at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What was your favorite memory of the month of May? We're going to start with all of you, and then I'll say mine at the end. Daniel, your favorite memory of the month of May this year?
There were some pretty good ones. But one that's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of funny how it happened. I was wearing this shirt. I was wearing my Brian Herta shirt. We were chilling in the media center. We were talking about, because they were about to have the award ceremony for the Robin Miller Award. And the guy who ended up winning that was an Andretti team member. And so we're all talking about that. And all of a sudden I just hear, "Hey, nice shirt." And I just turned to my right, and walking up the aisle was Brian Herta, who's just looking at me going, and I was like, "Thanks." I didn't know how to respond to that because I was just really cool. So me and Jay walk up. We're like, "Hey, can we take a picture real quick?" So we started talking to him, and I was telling him how how I got the shirt. How it was pretty much just like luck that I found it in like the middle of a bin. And he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." He's like, "I haven't seen those in ages." He was like, "You surprised me with that."
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe not like the biggest story of all time, but something that's just like so
Very, very good
funny.
picture, I will say, that we got a lot of attention for. So I'm hyped
Yeah.
about that one. So,
it was definitely something fun and memorable. I will say that.
Jay, favorite memory month of May.
Mine has to be getting Uncle Danny his cake and for his birthday.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Getting Uncle Danny his cake. Darian, did you meet Uncle Danny?
Was he the security guard guy or whatever?
No.
No, that's Napoleon. He's the dog.
Napoleon.
Napoleon's our guy,
Oh.
man.
Yeah.
No.
But no, Uncle Danny, he's one of the media guys. He's an older guy.
Oh, okay.
He talks to us a lot. He's pretty friendly. He's
That's
very friends with Crusher or Tony. So
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, next year if you come.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll have you meet him. Don't worry.
You can be part of the group that he just bullies.
Bullies. I would agree with
It's
that.
it's out of fun. It's out of fun.
Darian, favorite memory? Your favorite 500, man. Your first 500.
So it's actually when I first got there, when I picked up my media credential. I was like, yes, I finally did it. You know, like being in one of the independent media guys and stuff, that meant a lot. I worked really hard to get that, to get to that point and stuff. One of the highlights of my brief time doing this so far. So it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment, I'll admit. And, then just like being there the rest of the weekend and stuff, getting to experience that, just working, doing my thing. It was pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
And how does it feel to be able to cover the Daytona 500 and the Indianapolis 500 in the
same year? That's pretty crazy because like I didn't expect to do that this year. So I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome that they let me in. Two different sanctioning bodies.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's sick though.
My favorite memory. Do I even have to say it? Do I even have to say my favorite memory? Man, oh man, asking every driver their gas station snack and drink combination. My favorite answer, I'm gonna go with Alexander Rossi this season, man. Dude, when I tell you that me and this man talked about Gardettos for like 2 minutes straight, we talked about
funny.
Gardettos for 2 minutes straight. And it's hard to get an answer out of Rossi that's more than just 30 seconds long. We just talked about Gardettos, and it was a great time, but shout out to everyone that watched that video because that video banged. So shout out to all the new subscribers, all the new viewers that we have on the show this week. Best video I've ever made. I'm super proud of it. And on the topic of that, Darian, what's your go-to gas station snack and drink combination?
That would be like a Takis and I don't know, a Body Armor probably.
Yeah. What flavor
like
of Body
hot
Armor? What body armor flavor?
Oh, the
you got?
cherry lime now. I actually bought a cherry lime flavor.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's on my list. I want to try that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and then Ryan Blaney won in that scheme. I didn't even know he was running that. So that's a pure coincidence. But yeah, no, it's actually pretty good.
Personally, I'm a Kobe Bryant Mamba Forever, strawberry
Dude,
grape
the
kind of
Yeah,
guy.
it's great. Yeah, it's
goes
great.
crazy.
Honestly, like I don't think they really have a bad flavor. I don't think Body Armor does. I've tried like almost all of them. They're great.
I mean, you got
What's
Daniel
the-
drinking the mango right now.
Yeah,
Body
Tropical
Armor.
punch. Tropical
What's
punch.
Tropical punch.
Oh, yeah.
What's the gold one? I can't remember what the gold one is. Because
I
that's
think
the
it's
one.
Goldberry, right?
It's just
Yeah.
Goldberry. Yeah,
That's the
good.
one
Yeah,
I
that's
get a
good
lot.
too.
I like that
Yeah,
one
that's
most.
good.
That's my favorite.
I think the blackout berry is pretty solid too. The one that's just all
Peyton.
black.
We're naming multiple flavors, so it's not a bad one. It's not a bad
Yeah.
one.
yeah, exactly.
Body Armor, it's a good way to go. And I'm just
We're
saying,
Body
ever
Armor
since they,
shills here at the
ever
Indie Boys
since they,
podcast.
ever since they like kind of upgraded Body Armor, because it used to not be as good. Like now it's pretty solid now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you did a good job, Body Armor. Because like I just remember when I was in high school, I was like, what is this stuff? And now I get it like all the time, and I love it. It's better than Prime. It's better than Gatorade. It's better than Powerade. Vitamin water, in my opinion. I always go with the Body Armor. So
It is yummy to your tummy.
do be yummy to me tummy. All right. Well, that's Indy 500 weekend. If you guys got to see us at Indy 500 weekend, super happy that you got to tune in for the month of May. But I just want to do a quick couple of shout outs. Shout out to Debbie. Shout out to Napoleon. Shout out to Yvonne. Shout out to everybody, all the friends. Shout out to Ron. All
Shout
the
out
people
Ron.
that all the great yellow shirts that we always talked to and became friends with over the month of May. We love hanging out with you guys, and we cannot wait to see you guys in August for triple header weekend. You gonna come out for triple header weekend, Darian?
Well, that's for like when NASCAR comes out and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll
Should
be
come
there.
out. Should come out. It's good. It's gonna be a good weekend. But all right, that's all we got for IndyCar. Jay, you want to do F1 first, or you want to do Coke 6 first?
Oh, I thought we were. I didn't know if we were covering those or
Oh,
not.
are we?
I
Are
thought
we
we were
not?
just doing a full month of May. I thought this was
whatever.
just.
Oh, that's good.
an
Then we'll just talk.
recap.
We'll just talk briefly about the winners of the race. I guess I'll go first.
Yeah. Here.
NASCAR action. Pretty solid Coke 600, I would say. Personally, I was happy with the winner. Ryan Blaney gets his first win in almost a season and a half. So, or in a season and a half. So shout out to him. I think the track personally chose him this weekend. And it was just a good race, I would say, in my opinion. Then for the Xfinity and for the Truck Series, Ben Rhodes brings it home in the Truck Series race, his first win of the season. And then Justin Allgaier brings it home, his first win of the season. So pretty good Charlotte weekend. Had 2 races ran on Friday. Justin Haley becomes the first, breaks the NASCAR record, running the most miles in one day in NASCAR sanctioned events with just under 900 miles. So shout out to him. That's all we got on NASCAR. Jay, go over F1
All
weekend.
Right. So Monaco, it looked like it was going to be kind of boring at first, and then the rain came and kind of shook some things up. People were overdriving corners. I'm pretty sure Checo and George Russell got into each other at one point.
Mhm.
I didn't get to. I watched the full race back. I didn't get to watch it live at the time because we were running around doing stuff and whatever. But it was not. It didn't seem like it was a bad race. I mean, it wasn't the most eventful. I love it. It didn't seem like it was a bad race, but it probably wasn't the most eventful or most dramatic. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. We got a kind of weird podium out of it, I guess.
I would say weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excluding Max.
Decently weird.
You
Yeah.
got Max.
Yeah.
Max was
It was
P1,
weird.
Fernando Alonso P2, and Esteban Ocon P3.
Let's go. No penalties.
And then you have Lewis Hamilton 4th, George Russell 5th, Charles Leclerc 6th, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri rounding out the top 10. Let's run through some championship standings. Or really, I mean, nothing's probably changed.
Red Bull gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. And
It's
I'm assuming
Max.
Alonso's third, right?
Yeah, Alonso's 3rd, yeah.
Imagine being Ferrari and Mercedes just looking at that. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like we're really getting beat up by Aston Martin of all
Yeah.
teams.
Fernando Alonso. I mean, he's right on the heels of Checo at this point. It's
Yeah.
93 points. Sergio Perez has 105. So
That'd be
I mean,
crazy if somehow Alonso could like really be a true championship contender, but Max is just too good. So I mean, if he can at least battle Checo some for P2, that'd be
cool.
that'd be quite the season.
That'd be a win. That'd be a win for the whole season.
Yeah.
But it's Max, Checo, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Pierre Gasly rounding out your top 10 in the driver's standings. Red Bull, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari, Alpine are your top 5 in the constructors.
And I'll read your playoff drivers for the NASCAR Cup Series. William Byron is still the playoff Cup Series leader, followed by championship leader Ross Chastain. Then we have Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, top 10, followed by your 2022 champion Joey Logano, Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, the RFK drivers, Bubba Wallace, fresh off his 4th straight top 5, and Alex Bowman, fresh off injury, back in the top 16, 15 points ahead of Ty Gibbs, who is on the playoff cut line. And then for IndyCar, we'll get that loaded up. Daniel, unless you have it loaded up and you want to read it.
I got it pulled up.
right,
So
go ahead.
currently the championship standings. Alex Palou is your championship leader. 20 points behind is Marcus Ericsson, followed by Pato Award, Joseph Newgarden, and Scott Dixon rounding out the top 5. Rounding out the top 10 is Scott McLaughlin, Alexander Rossi, Roman Grosjean, Will Power, and Colton Herta. And then right outside the top 10 is Christian Lundgaard, Kyle Kirkwood, and Felix Rosenqvist, followed by Callum Ilott in 14th and Santino Ferrucci in 15th.
Okay, because they don't do double points anymore, right?
Nope.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if they did double points, Newgarden would probably be the point leader, though.
Yeah,
So.
definitely.
If they did double points, Santino Ferrucci would probably be like P7.
Yeah.
God, that'd be crazy.
I'm sorry. Nothing against him. Like, I think he's a solid driver. Foyt should not be in the top 10 in the championship
No,
standings.
no
How
way.
they
Should not be in the top
perform
10
everywhere else.
unless the driver is a guy who drives the number 4 last season, a certified boy, certified legend, the Canadian man, Dalton Kellett. That's who I
The
want in
GOAT.
that car. The
Yeah,
GOAT.
the GOAT.
I miss that man.
Yeah.
Miss that man so much. Anyway, all right. Well, that's all we got for the greatest weekend in motorsports. Greatest race in motorsports with a good NASCAR race and a F1 race that happens every year. All right. Predictions. Let's get it.
All right, transition over. All right. Oh, our things are all messed up. It's fine. But last week we didn't have any predictions, so yeah. So, what are we gonna do this week? Are we just gonna start from NASCAR and go from there?
As well.
Okay.
I think so.
We shall do that. Go ahead, Tristan. Or where are
All
we
right,
at
so
this week?
NASCAR. So NASCAR actually we're at 2 tracks this weekend. The Truck Series and Cup Series we're at Gateway, WTT Raceway, Worldwide Technology, and then we have the Xfinity Series at Portland. So some drivers going to be doing double duty, flying from Oregon to St. Louis. We'll see how that goes, but we'll start with the Xfinity Series, and then we'll go Trucks and Cup. Darian, the way that predictions work is that we do 1 pick for the Xfinity and Cup Series, Xfinity and Truck Series, and then 2 picks for the Cup Series. So you can mix and match however you want. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start with the Xfinity Series. Daniel, do you want to go ahead and get started with your Xfinity Series pick?
Okay, Xfinity Series. People forget this man ran really well at Portland. I'm going Mike Snyder in the 19.
Ooh, I like it. It's a good pick.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, Darian, who are you going with?
Jordan Taylor.
Jordan
Debut.
Taylor.
I thought about it.
Might as well.
All right.
Jay. Oh, but first it's time to be real.
Uh-oh. We're B-real.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's be real time. It's
Gotta
be real
be
time. I
freaking
gotta get
for
it.
real.
All right, Darian, pose.
Uh-oh.
Be real time. Come on. It
No,
just
mine's
crashed.
not loading.
There we go. All right. Smile, boys.
Why is B real being annoying?
There we go. All right. Anyway, Jay, did you get your pick?
No, not yet. I was
Go
about
ahead.
to. My pick for Portland, I think. I don't know. This might be. Nah, I'm not gonna go him. I was gonna go Alfredo, and I was like, that might be a stretch though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with John Hunter Nemechek.
Took my freaking pick. It's fine. I'll go Samuel Smith. That's who I would go
Okay.
with. His
Samuel.
teammate ran really well at Watkins Glen last
He
season.
did. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, Truck Series action. WTTT. Let's go. Worldwide Technology. Daniel, you want to go ahead and start with your Truck Series pick?
You know, I really don't think I picked him much this season, which is ironic because I picked him a lot last season. Give me Carson Hocevar.
Oh, okay.
Making his Cup Series debut at the same track. A little bit of practice there. I like it. Darian, who you going with in Truck Series?
Corey Heim. He's on a roll. Corey Heim.
He's on Truck Series points leader currently. Corey Heim. All right,
I'm gonna
Jay.
go with the man himself, Nick Sanchez.
Ooh, I like that pick.
I wanted to.
I am going with actually a driver I've never picked before in these predictions. I'm going with Corey Heim's teammate, the driver of the number 15, Tanner Gray. Another guy who's on a little bit of a roll.
That's good.
Okay. Cup Series.
Cup Series action. Worldwide Technology Waste, right? Daniel, 2 picks.
Okay. First pick. Who do I think is going to be good here? First pick, give me Ross Chastain.
Okay.
I don't know. He's been a little too quiet lately. I don't trust it.
And Worldwide Technology is where it all starting for him last season.
Yeah,
So.
that's he's definitely got some character there. Wild card pick. He's had 4 straight top 5s. Give me Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was also planning on doing that. Darian.
Yeah, Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace for the wild card. Like Kyle Larson's, checkers or records this year. Bubba Wallace, I feel like pretty soon he's going to be, you could put him in that, kind of sort of contender category pretty soon here. I mean, he's on a roll.
Yeah. He's got
consecutive
that
top 5s.
confidence. He's got that
Yeah.
confidence he's building.
Mm-hmm.
My first pick, I'm gonna go with Kyle Busch, and in my second pick, I'm gonna go with Christopher Bell.
I like those picks. My picks, I won't pick Bubba just because you guys both did, and I want to be a little bit different. My first pick, I'm gonna go Tyler Reddick, his teammate, the driver, the number 45. He does well around these kind of tracks, and then I'll go Brad Keselowski for my second pick.
Ooh, okay. All right. IndyCar. Let's do
They do be
Okay.
IndyCar.
Do we have
And
Indy
we
next this
also
weekend?
have Indy next this weekend, baby.
Dude, our guys. Do you follow Indy Next at all, Darian?
No.
These are our guys.
He
No.
said no.
They're our boys.
They are boys. Shout out to Hunter McElroy, Jacob Abel, Christian Rasmussen, Kiffin Simpson, our guys. One driver in particular who I don't mention. All right. Daniel, start us off. How many races are we doing in Indy next this weekend?
I believe it's just one, but let me double check.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing two. Okay, I'm glad I checked.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
We are doing one on the 3rd and one on the 4th. So
All right.
we do have two Indy next picks this week. So first race, give me Christian Rasmussen.
I like it.
Second race, give me Louis Foster.
Louis. Big Lou.
Louis. Race 2. All right. Darian.
Yeah, Louis Foster for both of them. Why not? I don't know what's going on, but yeah, why not just pick those two?
All right.
I like it.
Darian is all in on Louis Foster.
For race 1, I'm going to go with Rozzy for race 1.
Rozzy. Wait, Rasmussen or Rossi Rasmussen?
Rozzy Rasmussen.
Gotcha.
And then
Rasmussen.
my second pick, I'm going with Daniel Frost for race 2.
Daniel
Okay.
Frost. Do I already have to say who my are we picking each race in particular? So I
Yeah,
have to get the race
1
right?
and 2.
Dang, I can't just say Hunter then.
You could.
I could.
You could.
I'm not going to, but I could. You know, let me go Hunter on the second race, and then for the first race, this is where it gets tricky. You know what? Give me. Oh, that's tricky. You know, I'll just go safe. I'll go. I will go. Jacob Abel and Hunter McElroy. This will be my two.
Abel,
Okay.
race 1 and McElroy. Race 2.
Best merchant in IndyCar.
All right, Daniel, let's do it for IndyCar.
IndyCar. Okay, so we get two picks. It's a new track, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But
Chaos.
one thing you can expect, it's a street course. And this team is really good at street courses. First pick, give me Colton Herta. And then second pick, which Andretti teammate do I go with? That's the question.
Oh, you're going two Andretti guys. Okay.
It's a street course. I have to. That's their bread and butter. Do I think it'll be Grosjean's first win, or do I think Kirkwood gets a second? Give me Kirkwood.
Kirkwood.
Captain
That's the
Kirk.
best joke ever.
Darian, let's hear it.
Yeah, give me Romain Grosjean and Colton Herta for my picks. Yeah, Andretti on street courses. Yeah, pretty easy.
Okay. My first pick, I'm going to go with Kyle Kirkwood. And then my second pick, I'm going to go with Scott Dixon.
None of you guys picked any Penske drivers. I'm going Will Power. Will Power is my first pick. And then my second pick, I'll throw an Andretti guy in there. Give me... No one said Dev. I wish I could put Dev.
It's not an oval.
It's not an oval, I will say. I'll go Grosjean with you, Darian. I'll go Grosjean.
Okay. And finally, let's predict our... Oh, no, well, we still have the group pick after this. But let's predict our podium for F1 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Daniel?
We need to get Supermax set in the soundboard, man.
Max.
Give me Max P1, Alonso P2. Yeah, Checo P3.
Yes.
I don't know.
The hottest take of all time. You know, that's a hot take. My goodness gracious. He's on to something, man. All right, Darian, F1 podium.
Verstappen P1, Checo P2, Alonso P3.
Like it.
Okay.
The cookie cutter.
All right. For me, I'm gonna go with Verstappen first. Sergio Checo Perez second. Third, I'm gonna go with Charles Leclerc.
Bruh.
Okay.
All right, it's time for the hottest take of the century. Here we are, Fernando Alonso P1, the Spanish Grand Prix. P2, give me Max. P3, give me Checo.
Wow.
In the fine words of Fernando Alonso. There we go. All right, let's do it.
All right, final pick, group pick. Darian, out of all the races, out of anybody we have not chosen yet, you get to pick one winner, and like everybody gets plus 5 points added to our total. So, whoever you pick, if they were to win, everybody gets those 5 points. You can pick anybody that's not been picked yet out of any race this week.
In any race.
Okay, just pick anyone. In any race that's running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a wild card, a long shot. It could be just a for sure pick. Like, it doesn't matter.
I'll go with New Garden at the
Mm.
Detroit this week.
I like it. Back to back.
Yeah, I'll go with
I
that.
mean, he's in New York right now, so then he might need to start focusing on some driving tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
True.
he's going straight to Detroit tomorrow for practice, but
Mhm.
we'll see. Shout out, make sure you guys check out Burnout Sports and Tony Donahue. He's going to be out there at Detroit. Make sure you guys follow all the stuff that he is doing out there. And we'll be back at the track at Mid-Ohio. You can also check out Darian. He's going to be out there at Gateway this weekend. He'll be doing his NASCAR thing. Follow the Black Flags Matter YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and go back to the main screen.
Alrighty. We're back.
All right, Darian, give us your quick NWP plugs, your daily downforce plugs, whatever you want to shout out.
Yeah, go subscribe to Black Flags Matter on YouTube and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I just tweet and jinx people and stuff all the time. I guess. But yeah, no, thank you guys so much for having me, man. It's been a while. I'm glad I can be on the whole time this time.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
definitely. I agree. And man, if you guys haven't checked out the NASCAR Weekly podcast, the only podcast I know that's on a different channel every week. I love it. Check out his show, check out the Daily Downforce, and check out the fact that this man was already on a NASCAR Cup Series car this season. We hadn't asked him about that.
Yeah. Oh,
How
yeah.
was that? What was that experience like, man? Just getting to see
That
your
was-
logo on the car.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. You know, being able to work that hard and able to have, to accomplish something like that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was cool seeing it run around the track. I wish it would have finished better, but hey, you know what? At least it ran, right? So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, in the the throwback non-throwback scheme, according to Mike Joy. I thought, who do you compare that scheme to?
He
said
said
it
Marty
was,
Robbins.
Marty
and
Robbins.
It's understandable. It's understandable
Yeah.
because he ran that exact colorway.
Yeah.
So it's understandable.
Yeah, but shout out to Darian for joining the show. Hopefully we can have you on again in the future. But yeah, make sure you guys check out all of his stuff. Signing off for Daniel Cheney, Justin Cox, and Darian Gilliam, Black Flags Matter. My name is Tristan Grider. Have a very certified Dalton Kellett moment week. See you guys. Peace.
Goodbye.